weekend. I'm a vegetarian. I don't eat animals. I don't have animal shoes. I don't have animal purses. I use everything that is synthetic material. But if I catch that little weasel, I am going to present him to a neighbor that still eats chicken. And that will be the end of the destruction of my yard, and he will have served his life force purpose and making me miserable and teaching me patience. But nevertheless, he has a right to live too, just not at my house. Okay, let's go back to what we were talking about earlier with Saturn, which is the planet that teaches you things you don't want to learn. Now, I said to somebody the other day, I believe it was my daughter, that we all have a right to have some kind of happiness. Anybody in the physical body is going to admit to you that life is not perfect. It's not meant to be perfect. We're in a physical body. It's not fun sweating. It's not fun being cold. It's not fun being hungry. It's not fun needing a shower and not being able to get one. It's not fun being in a storm. It's not fun having your home washed away right out from under you, or blown to shreds in a tornado or a hurricane or a fire. It's not fun. This is not great. This is happening because the planet is a live life force, and it has volcanoes, and it has weather patterns. It has currents of air and currents of water. But also, when you overgraze land like it's been done out in the Midwest and the West, you got nothing but dirt. And I lived out there, so I know what I'm talking about. And I have a friend who's currently living out there. And when you have dirt storms that you simply cannot believe, you're looking out the window and there's a massive, from sky to earth, of brown dirt coming your way at I don't know how many miles an hour. You think, I can't be seeing this. I must be in the movies. Trust me, you're seeing it. So when you destroy things, they tend to try to right themselves if possible. And so with these extraordinary forest fires, part of the problem, my friend was telling me, who lives out in Colorado, is that a beetle went out there a couple of years ago and has been destroying all of the pine trees. So that's why the fire can be on the other side of the road, and all of a sudden, half a mile away, a quarter of a mile away, pine trees will burst into flames because they're nothing but tinder, and the heat of the air sets them on fire. And that fire attracts the larger fire, which leaps across the road, and there you have it. So we not have only have we overgrazed where there's no low grass vegetation and no baby grasses and baby trees and baby bushes, no evergreens that sustain themselves the way they do in the Northeast, but the pine trees have been killed. And so that's why everything is burning alive. We have to take time to say to ourselves, okay, big corporations, if you are decent, you have a right to make a profit, but not at the expense of the planet, not at the expense of hundreds of thousands and millions of people. Greed is not good. So the Earth is trying to rectify this situation. And Saturn, which is the planet that's the great teacher, the teacher you didn't like in school because that teacher kept challenging you and challenging you and challenging you, because that teacher knew you had something special that you had not yet uncovered. That is the sign of Saturn. And that has been in Libra, which searches for balance and harmony and justice and equality. And it's been trying to get people to reach that balance, to achieve that balance with thought and not greed. I do not belong to a political party, but I wouldn't vote for Romney if he were the only person on the planet. Do I think Obama has done a great job? No. I think based upon the way Congress, which was led by Mitch McConnell, who on the day after the election said our first order of priority is to make sure Obama is a one-term president, instead of serving the people of the United States, they served the idea of getting rid of a man who they do not view as equal to the presidency because he's of mixed blood. If you think racism is dead in this country, it's not. And I don't care if you talk with a Southern accent or a Western drawl or a Northern accent. If you don't like people because of their color, shame on you. Because you will be that color in your next lifetime, I promise. Because what you hate and what you abuse, you become. So therefore, what goes around comes around. In the Bible it says, what you reap, you will sow. So Saturn is the planet that teaches us things we need to know regardless of whether or not you want to learn them. It is going into Scorpio October 6th, 2012, until September 2015. Is the world going to blow up on December 21st, 2012? No. Could it get hit by a comet? Yes. We're having solar flares now, record solar flares. It has been postulated that the end of Atlantis was caused by not only earthquakes and volcanoes, but solar flares. So that could happen. Will people die? Yes. They die every minute of every day. You don't perish. You don't go to hell unless that's where you're supposed to go. But even then, you're given another chance at some time to come out and do good things. You use your free will to determine that. But there has to be a gigantic change on this planet of consciousness. My hope is that UFOs who've been here before, which were the Egyptian gods and goddesses for one planet, come back, smack a few people around, neutralize all nuclear weapons, stop all oil, coal, and gas production, provide us with an alternative, including solar and wind power, but whatever alternative there is that they are currently using on their planet, and bring harmony, bring an end to all war at that very second. And here's some personal requests. Get rid of the mosquitoes, get rid of the fleas, get rid of the flies, get rid of the cockroaches, get rid of the alligators, the poisonous snakes, the poisonous spiders, the anacondas, the pythons, all those things that are roaming around the Everglades in Naples, Florida, and all the other places. I think they found one in Palm Beach last week. Things that don't belong here on the planet. Things that are harmful to our very existence. And in a passive way. You can have a black widow spider move into your dining room, be bitten as you're eating dinner. So therefore, that's just a personal request. If anybody's listening, and I know they are, I'd be thrilled if that happened. Whether I'm here or not doesn't matter. As a general rule, just like it to happen. So moving into Scorpio is fascinating. You will find that we go from active to passive signs. Aries is a fire sign, it's very active. Taurus is the heaviest earth sign, it's very passive and very rooted, very staid. Then we go to Gemini, which is the first air sign, and it zooms through the universe. Then we go to Cancer, which is a more passive, it's the first water sign, very calm, very loving, very peaceful sign. It can get depressed if things aren't going well, but it wants peace and harmony. So we go from active to passive. That is to get you moving and then give yourself a chance to relax and rest and take stock of what's happened. Moving again, relax again, moving again, relax again. The universe is very well ordered. And when we come back from our next break, we're going to be talking about that, because we're going to be talking about how things are going to work for you with Saturn and Scorpio, even if you don't have Scorpio in your chart. What does it mean to you? And believe me, Scorpio is an active sign.